Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hopefully you enjoyed the beta. Thanks for clicking on this video, hearing my thoughts, this one random guy. I'm not a huge sample size, and there's not gonna be too much objectivity. Again, I'm just one dude just talking about how he feels about the beta. So don't take this as like, oh yeah, this is concrete. I should definitely, take this 100%, take it with a grain of salt. Just, if it makes no sense, just feel free to ignore me. But it's just my feel, and if you didn't get to play this weekend and you're on like PC or Xbox and you're gonna jump in next week, or you got to do the open beta for everyone and you didn't get to play as much as you wanted, so you're just, I don't know, looking for someone else's opinion, I'm gonna give it. It's not gonna be 100% negative. I've seen so much of that in tweets and videos, and it's just a lot of negativity. And it's not all negative for me. There are some negative points, but I have some positive things to talk about. Hopefully, I don't think it's gonna outweigh the negative, but it's there. There's some good things to take away. So I think that I should probably get rid of the negatives first. Okay, so first off, my negatives are the maps, the weapon progression, and yes, the score streaks, and a little bit at the end. There's a glitch or two that happens, and I haven't had a huge issue, but I'm just gonna include that anyways. There might be a glitch or two in the beta. It's a beta. It's not 100% there. There are going to be problems. That's why they have us play, so we can find the problems. But anyways, maps. I don't like a lot of them. There's a very good reason why Cartel and Moscow are the only two maps you guys are really seeing gameplay of, because every single other map is, it might have 3 lanes, but there's a lot of sidelines, and when you have a lot of sidelines and lanes that don't have a lot of cover, it's very easy to lock it down with one person who just will not move and is on a head glitch, or has a sniper rifle or an LMG, or an M16 or some other rifle, and they're just waiting for you to pop out. So that cuts out a lot of the maps. That cuts out Miami, and that cuts out Armada, that cuts out I'm trying to remember Satellite, and I'm forgetting one, Crossroads. I'll break down each one. Armada's probably the one I hate the least out of those 4, just because the center gets, it's multi-level. There's a lot of action. You have boats, of course, so you can go around. There's like grappling lines, you can get around people. But as soon as you push them out of the center and you push them back to their home flag, they tend to just either if they don't get in boats, they kind of just wait with the windows, and they have snipers and rifles and LMGs, and then there's me with an SMG or an XM4 every once in a while, and I can't do anything. I could get on the turret, but they'll probably snipe me in the head, so I can't do much on Armada. The center's great. It gets pretty jam-packed. There's some camping. There's a lot of places, on the I think it's the top floor. There's before you go up to the top above C, I think, if you do the combined arms domination, like the center point, there's like that little overarching area where you can go up there. It's like a deck. There's some head glitching spots, but for the most part, it's pretty good. I like it, except for when that happens, and it almost always happens. Either it happens to us or it happens to the other team. There's always one dominant side. There's rarely back like head-to-head battles where we're just fighting over the center, at least in my experience. And I'll get into the whole matchmaking thing later. But Armada, hate it the least. Crossroads, might hate it the most. Crossroads, it just, if you don't have an LMG or a sniper, I'll show the footage right here. These best plays are, God, if you run out, you're dead meat. You can either go all the way around them, all the way around, and hope that you don't get caught, and you have to restart all over again, or if you go down the center, you're a dead man. And don't even get me started on the tanks. Oh my God. The tanks, Jesus, once you get a tank, have fun, really, just go at them. The tank is just, God, it's so overpowered. But Satellite is I don't like playing it in anything other than domination, but I did play a game of Kill Confirmed, and you still lock down the map, and I've seen the same tendencies where the dunes on the far side, someone just hides behind a rock, or just peeks over the dunes, and if you have it, the guy's a sniper, an LMG, or a good rifle, as soon as you peek your head out, you're gonna get domed. So I can't really flank that way. And down the center, once you lock down the center, the grenades are a huge issue, and of course we don't have flak jacket yet, so grenades will kill you. But if you have a good good coordination and you lock down the center, it's pretty tough to just lodge them. And when you try and push, it's just a lot of passive play, and I don't like that as a rusher. So Satellite is off for me. Miami is horrendous. I don't know why it's not a combined arms domination map. domination of 6v6 does not work there. It is way too big. And the same situation, like the beach side, it gets locked down by some campers, and then whoever has, control of either spawn, if you get wherever the hotel is, people always go there and just, peek out and look down that lane because, of course, they spawn at the far end of that street, and they just sit there, and it's just more camping, and there's some fighting over, the center hotel to, get them out, or when spawns flip, they want to rush over there and, take control, and the other guy's trying to make sure they don't take control because then they have map control over the center of their spawn, looking at their spawn. So it just devolves into that again, and it's just Crossroads, Miami, Satellite, and Armada. Like, I can't play those and have consistent fun. So that's why I have to play the smaller maps, and that's just me. It could be different for other people. I know some people probably love the maps because I get outvoted for Cartel and Moscow all the time for the other ones. So there are obviously people that love them, but it's just not for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Weapon level progression, way too damn slow. I'm almost max level. I didn't have all the time in the world to play this beta, even though I got early access. I put in about with me trying to record the spawn themes and everything, as well as trying to get gameplay, I did waste several hours trying to record the spawn themes because I lobby surfing, trying to join a match that didn't already start and try to record a cinematic I didn't already have. But I still spent about 12-13 hours recording gameplay. I'm almost max level at 25, and the two main guns I use, the Milano and the XM4. The XM4 I'm level 16, and the Milano I'm level 10. And it could go all the way up to level 45. Like, how do they expect us to play consistently, with different guns and, just get all the way up to the max level when, I put in all that time and I barely put a dent in it. And that's just one gun. I forgot how many guns there are. Is there 20? I think there's two regular rifles, the semi-auto and the M16. There's two snipers. Two LMGs, I forgot, no, maybe it's a dozen weapons, and then you throw in the sidearms and, the shotguns and the pistols and the launchers. The launchers I don't think have any attachments, but, that's a lot to do and not a lot of time, if you jumped in the full 4 days, you still had to dedicate, probably half a day every single day if you wanted to get any significant level of progression on your weapon, and that's not realistic for those of us that don't do this for a job, or have jobs, or have other things to do. That's just not going to happen. So I would wish or would hope that they would double the weapon XP. I mean, I think they did that in Infinite Warfare, where you leveled up pretty quickly, if I remember correctly. Like, I was getting those deatomizer weapons, I think on day 2 I already had them unlocked, and I was getting extended mags and all the good stuff on them. But here it's super slow, and that's not good for a beta where we're trying to experience the game, and it's all blocked from us. Like, you could have played the alpha. I didn't because I didn't have time. So obviously you could have tried all the attachments and everything, but I didn't get that opportunity. So, it's just not fair, I suppose. And I guess good thing that I didn't do the alpha, because if I did, I'd feel like, this was all stolen from me. Like, I had access to all this, but then I have to level it up, and I'd just be a grouch the whole time because it's like I had that in the beginning, but I have to level up for hours and hours and hours just to get it back again. And probably a good idea that I didn't do the alpha, actually, in hindsight. But hopefully they double that XP or triple it, but I wouldn't hold my hopes up. It's I don't think they'll do that. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, they did change the lobby thing. You still do get kicked out of lobbies every now and then. I do notice that. That might be because, the host or whoever is of the lobby left too, so they just, disband the lobby after the game's over. I don't know. I'm not a technical kind of guy, but, if they made that change where, I'm not getting kicked out of the lobby as often, in the beginning where it pretty much happened every single match I get kicked out after the game ended, maybe they'll do something about the weapon progression XP. Who knows? But score streaks, I'll keep this quick. I don't like it. I hated requisitions in World War II. This just feels like requisitions, but, it just, you don't lose it. It's pretty much the same. They even bumped up the levels, like, when they nerfed requisitions in World War II, they bumped up the values for the higher tier streaks. Here they just kind of almost bumped them up like across the board. I think the only thing they didn't was the napalm strike, if I remember correctly. I think they reduced it by a few hundred. I think it went from like 2,500 to like 2,100 now. I forgot what I read in that post, but everything went up like insane amounts. Like the attack helicopter, I think that was 3,750 in the 3,750. I'll just say it like that. It was that in the alpha, and now it's 5,000. Like, that's insane. Like, I've never gotten 2 attack helicopters in one game. No matter how well I played, it just didn't happen. And it's just, oh god, The cooldown also really makes it tough because you could be on a streak, but you gotta wait a minute before you can start earning score for that score streak again. So you could be on a really good spree, but as soon as you die off that spree, you're back to earning, 50 points, and then, 50 bonus, I think 100 bonus. I think you get a 1,000 at a 10 kill streak, and I think 250, 500. I can't remember the numbers, but it takes a while, and it's not as easy as you think, to go on a spree and actually collect all those points. It takes quite a bit of effort, and I'm not a good enough player to do that consistently. So I don't know. Hopefully there's like a what's it called? Hardline or something like that, or something to reduce the point value, hopefully. Or like with Modern Warfare, they had like I think Point Man, where it made your kill streaks point streaks. Hopefully there's something here like you can equip a perk and it's going to make it so you can get your there's no cooldown, the point level is reduced, but after every death you lose your streak, just like a traditional COD game. Like World War II did it too with what was it called, I think Blitzkrieg, where it turned the score streaks to point streaks again, or kill streaks. So it can be, there's some wiggle room there, so hopefully they'll do that. I mean, I'm not going to hold my hopes up, but I'm hoping, if Modern Warfare did it, and I don't know if BO4, Cold War, Treyarch can kind of just wiggle that perk in, I don't know how preemptively you have to plan for this kind of stuff, when it comes to the code and whatever, but hopefully they do that, because right now, it doesn't feel rewarding. Like, it feels so far from, like, the good point streak values. Like, I think the best pioneer of the best streak system was Modern Warfare 3. Like, they pioneered it. The support streak, if you wanted to play OBJ, you could do that. If you wanted to play, just rushy, but you wanted to get like really powerful streaks, Assault was there for you, and Specialist for the people that wanted Moabs. Like, Modern Warfare innovated so well, and the kill streak, score streak, point streak system, it was fantastic, and the streaks were different. It was, the support one wasn't as powerful, arguably, unless you count like the Stealth Bomber and the EMP, but traditionally an AC-130 or an Osprey gun is going to do a lot more damage than those two, so it made sense. Like, you got rewarded, you could play objective, and you could still earn your streaks, but they were separate categories entirely. Now we're kind of forced into it, and I don't like that. I don't like that lack of customization. Like, wait, what was the game? Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare had like a support module, but it was only for like the care package, the UAV, and I think the Sentry. Like, those are the ones that had the support module. Like, it ramped up the point value, but you wouldn't die off of it. And you could customize your streaks to be as expensive or as cheap as you wanted it. So Advanced Warfare, like, despite all the hate and stuff like that, and the microtransactions and the new boosting, like, jump packing mechanic, and of course the skill-based matchmaking, I'll get into that too. But it was fine. I loved it because I could have a cheap UAV or a cheap, system hack, or a cheap Warbird, or I could have a super expensive one, and it would feel more rewarding. But if I didn't think I could do that, I would just have a lower value one, and then there was the support stuff for everyone else that wanted to play objective and could do that and not die off their streaks. Like, it was perfect. And then Ghost even did it better. Like, they what was it? Modern Warfare didn't give you anything for collecting dog tags and kill confirmed, but then Ghost did it where you would get half a thing on your point. Like, you would get 2 dog tags would get a point on your point streak, and I think assists, I think, did it do that too? I think they just gave, for 2 of those, they just gave you a full point. But they even improved on it. They kept the Specialist, they kept the support, they kept the Assault. Like, those were the best systems in my opinion. But now we have no choice. We kind of have to do this like requisitions, but you can do it multiple times in one life with a cooldown. We have no choice. We have to do it, or there's no or. Like, I just don't like that lack of customization, especially with something as big as kill streaks. Like, that's what made Call of Duty, and not like Battlefield or some other game where they were all available. You just had to get it to be the first to get to them, and you could use the jet or the tank or the APC, I think, or whatever. Like, it was there for you to use, but you had to be the first there to get it. But you got it at the get-go. Here, yeah, like in Call of Duty, you had to work for it, and that was part of the adrenaline rush. But now it's kind of gone, except for when you're on like a 10 kill streak. Then it's like, oh, I better buckle down, otherwise I'm not going to get my 5,000 point attack helicopter, which score streaks also need a buff. Like, I got more kills with a war machine than I ever did with a attack helicopter. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I mean, I don't know, even with the Sentry gun, like, I think that's 2,000, and it's gotten me just as many kills as an attack helicopter if they don't shoot it down. Like, they need to be buffed. Like, if you're gonna make them so expensive, like, please buff the streaks too. But my last complaint is a glitch. I didn't notice a lot of them. I think more of us are we just want to play. We don't want to like look for glitches because they're probably gonna get removed. But some people do. And here's a kill cam of some dude doing it on Armada, and I didn't die to this dude. I don't know if he did it recently or did in the beginning and then didn't do it anymore, but, you know, I think it was on an 11 kill streak in this best play. So, I don't know, good to him for finding it. I could care less. So, I didn't bump into a lot of those, but I just want to point it out there. Some people could be doing glitches, and that could ruin your game. So, heads up for that. All right, on to some positive things. I'm sorry for the negativity. So, connections are actually great for me. Everyone else has been complaining pretty much, but for me, I haven't had a single issue. I didn't get disconnected in the middle of a game. I haven't been, I haven't had trouble finding lobbies. I find them pretty easily. At the most, I think I wait maybe 15, 20 seconds at the very most. And I haven't had any, lagging. It might have happened. I might be, too blind to notice. Who knows? I may not notice it, but I haven't had, there hasn't been a death where it's like, oh god, that was lag. I died to lag. Kill trading, of course, that's happened a couple times. So that's annoying. So kill trading's back, but I haven't died to lag. So that's been a nice reprieve. I've had connection issues for every single other beta since BO3, BO3, World War II, BO4, Infinite Warfare. There's always been connection issues on day one, but I didn't this time. So, that's a huge thumbs up for me. I like to play the game. I don't like having, being interrupted. So thankfully, when I did play, there were no issues. But again, that's just me. One guy, one sample size, not a huge selection. So that's just one. I could be the lucky one. Who knows? But for me, good connections. That could be a minority, probably. What else? Oh yeah, skill-based matchmaking. So I didn't notice it, to be quite honest with you guys. And I played pretty much every single mode except VIP Escort because I don't play S&D, one life kind of game modes. But, that's me. I just like having multiple lives and like just going back to action over and over and over again. I don't like waiting. I'm a very impatient kind of guy. But I didn't notice it. The footage I'm showing you guys right now, I was, I think I had a good game. I was at level 20. I just, got enough XP from that match to level up and get almost halfway to level 20. And I just thought, I'm just going to lobby surf. So I lobby surfed and I got a pretty good selection of lobbies. Like there were lower levels, there were some parties, there were people that were max level, but it was a decent spread. And again, I'm pretty sure this was after I had a really good game. It might have been my, was it my 43 and 8 gameplay? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was a good gameplay. It was at least a 3 something KD and, high amount of kills, and I was pretty high on the leaderboard. So I got a nice spread, which would, refute, in my personal experience, any idea of skill-based matchmaking. Again, that's just me. I could just be the one person out there that didn't get heavy skill-based matchmaking, but, I went between the game modes. I went between the combined arms and then the normal playlist. I don't know if they're going to have different levels of, skill or score-based matchmaking depending on the mode you play, but for me, it was a good spread of players. I had some tryhards, of course, but then I also had noobs in lobbies, too. It was never one-sided on what I was getting, and it was refreshing. Modern Warfare really fucked up with the skill-based matchmaking, so if they're bringing it back, I hope they do, they learn their lesson and they pull a BO2 where it's it was in the game, but then it's oh, that was bad, let's take it out. So, and that's what they did, because if I remember correctly, I had a 1.9 KD, not even a good KD, and I was getting curb stomped, struggling to maintain a 2 KD against players in the beginning of BO2 before I just stopped playing and went back to play BO1 and the older CODs in the very beginning. So who knows? It's a toss-up, but I'm hoping it's not going to be there, because, just matchmaking should just be connection, in my personal opinion. It should just be connection. I think I know what Treyarch, Activision, what they're all trying to do. They're trying to make it so, new players only get stuck with new players, but then, there was combat training and, BO2 where you could play with new players, and then as soon as you got a feel for the game, then you jumped right into, regular multiplayer. I don't know why they don't bring that back. That makes much more sense. If you don't want to play against, really good players, just go to combat training, and, you won't get as much XP, or if, you have to be a level 1 to 10 to play the one with normal XP, but if you want to play against some bots and some normal people, then, play combat training. If you want to play with the rest of us, then play multiplayer. Don't cater to the new people just because I'm pretty sure they want the business. They don't want, Call of Duty is a very infuriating game, and I've had moments where, I was oh god, I was so furious. I just had to turn off the game, or I would just wanted to scream those days, but we all went through that, and I don't see why you have to change that formula. Just, if you want to cater, have a little corner for those new people, but, leave it normal for the rest of us, or for the brave souls that want to, go through the hazing that we went through, where we got curb stomped when we first played Call of Duty. It's consistent, it works, it feels fair to the rest of us who had to go through it, and it doesn't goof anything up. So, please don't have it. I guess, I don't know. If you have it, don't have it. I didn't really feel it, but if it's gonna be there, you know, I doubt they're gonna watch this video, or if anyone important's gonna watch this, but please don't add score-based or skill-based matchmaking. That's what rank plays for, so just don't do that. I do also like the game modes, like all the classic TDM. Well, TDM, you know, I've had mixed experiences with that. Like, I like it, you know, in like its basic form. Like, it's a very basic game mode. You know, it's just you kill people, that's it. No real objective other than that. That's fine, but I like having a little more oomph to my game modes. So, you know, my favorite by far is Combined Arms Domination. Like, Assault's okay. It reminds me of Momentum from Advanced Warfare. Didn't really play it that much, and I've heard, I didn't really get to play a lot of World at War at all, but I heard it's like the war game mode, where, you know, you hold the point and you keep pushing the enemy back, and you have to stay on it to build momentum, get more score. But I don't know. It's like, I like having multiple points where, you know, because I like flanking, so like I can flank someone's flag and divert their attention. Like, to me, it's just, it's very, not invigorating, that's not the right word, but like it's interesting where it's like I can flank someone, like get one of their other, like, that's why I like Combined Arms Domination. Like, there are 5 flags, I could go around them, get one of their flags closest to their home base, attract some attention, that could lift up, you know, the pressure on my teammates. So, you know, I like that kind of like interplay where like there's so many objectives where, you know, you have to balance. I like the juggling act, I guess, but that one is just 1 point, and you better hope you get to that point and hope you don't die along the way. Oh my god, the assault one's crazy. I don't really play that one, but kill confirm's great, domination's great, and you know, it's all pretty great except for, again, VIP escort, which I don't play that much because, again, I like having more than one life. But the 12v12 will probably be my game mode. I love constant action. I'm a rusher. I love having that, you know, being in the action. So, you know, 12v12, so many people to, you know, have gunfights with. That's gonna be my cup of tea. So hopefully you enjoy that, because that's all I'm gonna be playing. And if they don't bring in any smaller maps back, then it might just have to be Cartel, whatever that's, Combined Arms Domination, and then whatever game mode on Moscow. So sorry if you don't like that, but that's just my preference. Another small thing I really do like is that they keep bringing back Infinite Sprint, which I love. Like, of course, you know, Modern Warfare has, like, you know, the super sprint, and then, you know, you can just run normally after that. But I love that Infinite Sprint is becoming a staple. I love rushing. I don't like being, you know, way down. The reason why I liked boosting and jump packing so much is because you could get into the action so quickly. This is a nice compromise where you can just run and run and run. You don't have to wait for a cooldown, like, you know, after 5 or 4 seconds, however how long it was, and then you have to, you know, take a breather, and then you can run again. Like, that really cut the pace down, in my opinion. Some people would argue that, you know, gives the other enemy team time to, you know, make, like, fixed positions and, you know, get ready for you to push again. But for me, I'm not a strategic kind of guy. I just like, you know, action. So Infinite Sprint, definite plus. And, you know, like always, the music is fantastic. Like, the spawn themes are great. The menu music that they added for the beta, love it. It's great. It's, I think, synthwave, something made in the 80s. I think it was a part of like horror films, but then like it became its own thing like in the early 2000s. It's kind of like, you know, Vaporwave was in like the early 2010s or whatever. Like, it's nostalgia for the old stuff. And I don't know if synthwave was huge in the 80s. It might be one of those things like, you know, people ignored it in the beginning, but then, you know, years later it's like, oh, hey, this is a cool thing, and then, you know, they just rediscover it, quote unquote, and, you know, it becomes a huge thing. But I love it. Like, the music's fantastic, you know, like always. I've come to expect that from Call of Duty, and they delivered again. And, you know, at this point, I'm just waiting to see what next week holds. You know, I'm hoping the level cap goes up again. I really want to get that chopper gunner, even though it's, I think, 6,000 damn score. That's gonna take so much effort to get. I'll have to equip like the war machine and then, you know, something else. I won't even be able probably to fit a UAV on there. I'll have to like equip stuff that's gonna get me 50 points, you know, instead of the 10 points from a spy plane. I'll have to be that guy that doesn't bring up spy planes for the team. But I gotta do what I gotta do for that chopper gunner, you know. But anyways, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the beta. Sorry I talked so much. That was 24 minutes almost of just me rambling. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was helpful. See you guys Thursday for the beta for Xbox and PC. Hopefully you guys have fun playing it as well. Again, really, I say this all the time. I hate console, or I guess console. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to call PC. I guess just a machine. But you know, console exclusivity, it just puts us against each other. Like, we're all fans of the same game. I hate that, you know, companies will shell out extra money just to make sure one group of people don't get a game, or, you know, don't get, you know, access the same time as everyone else. It just, I don't know, it's very greedy. I don't like it. I understand why, the business practice of wanting to sell more of your own product because it has a one-up over the competition, but come on, like, we're all in this together, but it kind of puts us against each other. Like, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Like always, have an awesome day. I'll see you all in the next one.